exciting. Nice, man, nice. Hi, I'm Lou with another episode of My Car Story, and today we're in the western suburbs of Chicago, and we've got a great car for you. I'm with Dan. Dan, what's your last name?
Romanoski.
Dan, what year, make, and model is this one?
Well, it's kind of an unusual mix of things. It's a 79 Ranchero with a 73 Montego theme. Car built to look like something that Mercury should have put together.
Let's take a look at this one of one. So first of all, we have the Montego front end. You're gonna love the story of this one of one. So tell me, how long have you had this car?
I've had this car since 1988, and I think that calculates to be about 35 years.
Wow. And let's just get a little closer. So you always liked the Montego front end, which is a little bit different as a Mercury, and that hood scoop. And yet, let's take a look from the side. Come on back with me. Oh, by the way, we've got the Mercury capsule. They call those Rally 500s or something, or
These are the Magnum 500s.
Magnum 500s. Thank you. The Montego X, and we'll step back with each other. Let me just step back into here so I can continue to show you that. So Dan, how did you decide, number one, to come up with a Montego Ranchero? What's the name you call it?
I call it the Ranchero MX. It was an idea that came up in the 90s, early 90s. I wanted to do something, but then family come along, had to put the idea on the shelf for a while. But then later on, life gave me the opportunity to pull this off the shelf and put it together.
Wow. Let's open up the hood, shall we?
Yes.
The one of one.
I like to refer to it as the woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yep.
So is it just a clipped on, nice 460? That would have been a coulda, shoulda. Very nice. The Police Interceptor.
This is actually a Police Interceptor engine out of a 1968 LTD squad car.
Okay, it's going to be a fun ride. That's going to be good. So we got a little Ford Performance here. So did you just clip on the front end, or how did this work?
You know, the funny thing is, with the wonderful world of interchange with these vehicles, everything bolted on. I had to file only one hole.
Really?
And it was this hole right here. I literally had to give it just a little more clearance to get the thing on.
The Montego's front end on
Otherwise,
the Ranchero.
it was a bolt-on front end.
That is amazing.
It even uses the original 79 inner fender wells.
That's
It all bolts right up.
crazy. Okay, so let's fire it, shall we? Now, are the headers a little bit bigger, or no?
Those are actually exhaust manifolds, and I had them ceramic coated.
Ah. Well, you wouldn't know it's a 460. It sounds good. Wow, is that smooth? Can you step on the brakes for a second? Let me listen to it idle. We've got dual exhaust, and I like how they're right behind the wheel. Go ahead, give it a rev. That sounds like a 460. Wow. It's starting to spit now. Go ahead, give it a good rev. Wow. All right, we'll shut that down and turn it around. So I told you that we'd turn it around, and as you can see, we have the word Mercury scripted right across the back, the word Ranchero MX, and this is a custom deck. So tell me a little bit about this, Dan. How did you put this together? Go ahead and show me how it operates.
Well, this here opens up like this, And what it originally started out as is a topper that was offered for the 72, 73,
Show how the back opens up too.
the 72, 73 model year.
Yeah.
And I had since the Ranchero's the same all the way through 79, I decided to take this a little step further and
You've already taken it a step further, but go ahead.
and put the latch on it, like put the hood on it like this, instead of having the entire top lift up, which is what the original design was.
Nice. All right, well, we'll close that. The level of creativity here, how long did the process start? You said it started in 2007, although you had the car for a long time, and there's that topper. Go ahead.
This process took about 2 years. I was pretty aggressive with it.
Yeah.
It originally started out as just to put a front end on it. And then my friend Tony Lucarz said, why don't you follow this through and make it a complete theme? Why don't we do a Montego theme with it? So
May I
that's what
open
I
it?
decided to do here, is make the Montego theme. This interior that you see is actually out of a 73 Montego. We have the rim below steering wheel.
Nice.
We also have the correct Montego badging on the dash. The instrument cluster and the seats are out of a 73 Montego.
So it's the
But I did-
luxury Ranchero.
But I did keep some of the carryover stuff from the 79 Ranchero, which was the power doors, the power windows and the illuminated entry.
This is really good stuff. You've also got a tilt wheel, I see.
Yeah.
You have the word
That was
Montego.
custom as well, since those are hen's teeth to try to find.
Wow. All right, let me grab a seat there. It's just great. Very, very creative for sure. I'm just gonna, it's easier for me to look at it that way. It's just so creative. I really love what you've done. I think the reason, Dan, why I love what you've done with this car is because it's so not only unique, but it so looks correct. It looks like exactly what you said, like woulda, coulda, shoulda, what it shoulda looked like.
That's what we were shooting for, and you bring it to the shows. It's definitely a head scratcher. You have people look at it and go, "Yeah, I've seen one of those." No, you haven't. I've seen a lot of these where they've gotten started,
Yeah.
and they just never got completed. But it definitely gave me the fuel that I needed to go, "Yep, I'm going to complete this one."
Let's take this one for a ride and continue this conversation.
Absolutely.
Let's go. So Dan and I are here in the 79 Montego MX Ranchero. Congratulations on building your one of one.
Thank you.
I mean, it's really something unique. What's the experiences you've had? I mean, you've had it at car shows across the country.
Yeah, it's been around. I belong to the Fairlane Club, and I've been bringing it to that show, but because it's a 79 and they only go up to 76, but it looks like a 73, I had to have it for a display only.
Okay.
But after working with those guys, they've extended it now, so I can compete now.
There you go.
They finally accepted me as part of the club.
You were an outcast for a while.
Yeah, the car is super reliable though. It's fun. We drive it to all the shows. It doesn't sit on a trailer. If it's on a trailer, it's stolen or broken.
There we
and
go.
And it's not broken that often, so.
Let's just show people where we're at. What a great ride.
Beautiful day today.
Now, the interesting thing is you rarely see a Montego to begin with, let alone a Montego that you've converted into a Ranchero. Did you have any feeling of any kind of guilt when you were, turning a Montego into a Ranchero?
Actually, there was no guilt involved in the making of this vehicle because the front end was already separated from its vehicle.
Okay.
And the Ranchero itself was in need of much love at that time, so it was the perfect time to
blend the two marriages together.
To bend it together. As you can see, we have the bucket seat rally interior in this thing. It originally was a bench seat with standard gauges. So we went the full Monty on this thing and just did it like if it was a fully equipped, fully optioned vehicle.
You went the full Montego on this thing. There you go.
Yeah, we did the full Montego. That's perfect. I like that.
Look at that right there. Well, what a great car. What a great ride. Dan, so much fun. Lots of smiles in this car. Thanks so much for bringing it out. Thanks for sharing it with the audience. I'm curious to see what they think. Thanks for being on My Car Story.
And thank you for having me.
My pleasure.